just wanted to share a bit about Heidi. I got to work alongside her for a few years here, and I think just over the course of time, she became just a dear friend and a dear sister to me in the Lord. And I think anyone that knows Heidi, one of the things that's so beautiful about her is just her purity of heart and her purity of faith. You look at her countenance, it just there's a purity about it. And I think about that verse in the Beatitudes where Jesus said, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God." And I think Heidi's getting to see God. She's a pure one in heart, and now she's getting to see God. Another thing I loved about Heidi is she knew who she was. You know, she lived in a place different than what she grew up in, and among people that are different than what she grew up in. And she made a decision to wear a hijab, the covering for your head, because that's what women do where she lived. And not every foreign woman does that. And she so longed to identify with and honor and respect those with whom she lived among. And I just see how God really used that, that she could really connect with ladies and women, because of that decision that she did, because she felt like that was what she's supposed to do. Also, I love her simple faith and trust. She had this uncomplicated love of God. I think about her first hemorrhage. I wasn't here, but a friend of mine went to see her in the hospital just after she'd had this hemorrhage, and she said Heidi was the most beautiful and most peaceful I've ever seen her. And I think that's because she has this faith and trust that she's in God's hands, and she knew it. And I love that about her, and I think that's something that has really inspired me. Another thing that I loved about Heidi is, I think when you live overseas, you just go through, well, it's not just overseas, anywhere. You go, there's ups and downs in life, and I think Heidi and Randall really, they kind of go together. Like, I think I always knew that with Heidi, there was love and acceptance no matter what. No matter how low I was, or how, she'd be excited with you, or if you're feeling down, she just was there. And she's an awesome listener. And just her simple acts of kindness, like she'd send you little notes, or buy you a small chocolate or something. She just loved people well, in her very Heidi way. And I loved that about her. She loved and accepted no matter what. And I loved Heidi's love of India. I love how, like, on Independence Day, she would buy bangles that are, white, orange, and green, and coordinated them so that in honor of Independence Day and celebrating Independence Day with everyone here. And so I love her love of India. She also would go walking through the neighborhoods where she lived, and just prayed, wanting to see just God bless the areas where she lived. And she's so faithful. She's a faithful woman, and I love that about her. So I think one of the big things that, as I've been reflecting on Heidi's life, she lived simply, and she did the little things. And I think so many times, like, you want to make this big splash, and you make this big mark in life, or do things big. And I think Heidi wasn't about that. She wasn't about, she wasn't about herself. She kind of worked behind the scenes, was very faithful. And, but I think in her passing, I've just seen how it's in the small things. She's so faithful in the little things, and loving on people, and being faithful, and acts of kindness, servant-hearted. And it was really in that she touched so many lives. So anyway, I just want to celebrate that Heidi is with God, and I want to celebrate her life and just thank God that He gave her to us. And yeah, just want to thank God for that, and we're all grateful for Heidi. So thanks.